Man, I'm gonna go ahead and just say this now because James Gunn, you need to do this. Please do this. And stuff like this is going to help train the audience to fuck with Superman again heavy. You guys, I'll be honest with you guys, and this is just a fact. No one can disagree with this. Even I, as a Superman fan, can admit this. Batman is the big dog of DC. He's been that for a while. And I blame Warner Brothers for that because when shit fails, guess what they'll do? Make another Batman movie. Make a Batman movie. Because when Superman Returns didn't work out, and I didn't think Superman Returns was a bad movie, but damn, imagine if Superman, Brandon Routh's Superman, which came out around the same time that Batman Begins came out, like they could have both been in the same universe together, you know? But they kept it totally separate. And also, Superman Returns made more money than Batman Begins. Batman Begins made less. Yes, Superman Returns got less good reception compared to Batman Begins, but it still made more money. But that's the thing. Even though it made more money, they still deviated from it and went to Batman as a safety net. Batman is just like Spider-Man. This is just a fact. If y'all look at, I'm going to put it up. You're going to see it you saw it at the beginning. There's only 4 films since Endgame that hit over $1 billion. And Spider-Man handled majority of that. Spider-Man is keeping Marvel Studios afloat still, while their other characters between Phase 4 to 6 aren't carrying shit. Deadpool and Spider-Man was carrying Phase 4 and 6. But Spider-Man is much bigger than Deadpool. But Spider-Man is even Marvel's safety net. You can always rely on Spider-Man because guess what Spider-Man just did for Marvel Studios? Got them over $1 billion in opening weekend. Opening weekend. Spider-Man did that shit. We haven't seen Captain America do that. The Avengers do that. Spider-Man did that shit. Not even Iron Man pulled off nothing like that. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Marvel's most popular character. And that's just a fact. But DC is at a point where they have to train the audience to get used to liking these characters and loving them again. Y'all cannot forget the DCEU did so much damage that James Gunn now or anyone after has to rebuild that reputation. So that scene at the end of Supergirl, I think moving forward they need to add more scenes like that in the end of almost every superhero led film. Even a villain-led film, or even an anti-hero film. And I'm not saying you need to do it with every single character. But I'll give an example. We don't know who the Flash is going to be. It could be Barry or Wally. But let's say at the end of Barry's film, he goes to talk with Clark. His nighttime. Clark flies back in. He just dealt with a crime. He's exhausted. And Barry just pops up. Like, Clark, can we talk about my day? I had a day. I had a crazy week. And he's just giving a quick summary of what happened in the movie. And Clark is giving some encouragement. Or not even always just encouragement. Just hearing him out. Letting him get off stress of the recent event he just dealt with. Being able to go to Superman to be a safe space. Because these heroes have secret identities. They can't just go to anybody. They can only really talk about their problems as heroes with the people that they told their identity to. But Superman understands another superhero with a secret identity better than regular civilians that are close to the person that know their identity. He lives the experience. So him being there to either give guidance or just be emotional support for these heroes to like vent would be so cool. Even a cool ass thing that they can do in Batman Brave and the Bold at the end. And yes, Superman should be in that movie too. Just for the post-credit scene or the end of the film. Where Batman goes to talk to Superman and he tells him like what it's like being a father. Like him really breaking it down to Clark like this is my actual kid and I have to like there's a lot to this. There's a lot of balance I need to do to make sure this kid who came from the League of Assassins that was born through this case where I got taken advantage of and stuff. And he can open up with Clark. Like, we even see Batman, like, even shed a tear a little bit. But we know he can do that around Clark. Because Clark isn't going to go blab and tell everybody, like, Batman was crying in front of me, guys. Like, he's going to sit there, listen, maybe not have the solution, but he's going to let him vent and just talk. Not even just venting to trauma dump, but to talk about what he experienced in his film, the lessons he took away from it, and then boom. Because it can also be a thing great for the children. Because one thing superhero films always need to do is teach a lesson. I watched Spider-Man Brand New Day, the message of that movie was, when you help someone, you help everyone. It was on Aunt May's grave. If y'all missed it, you didn't pay attention to the movie. When you help someone, you help everyone. That was the message of the movie. And that's why superhero movies that have good messages like that to tell people to do better are usually the best type of superhero movies. Because we look at these heroes as, you know, in a way, guardians to protect us. When the justice system fails us, you have someone like Batman going there to beat up that criminal that raped somebody, and the criminal justice system just let him slide. And you got a motherfucker like Batman going like, nah, we finna get justice. Even Punisher, when the criminal justice system fails the civilians, and even Punisher knows this ain't right, he gonna make sure to go get some get back. He gonna go get some get back for that person that he doesn't know, just so they can feel slightly better about themselves. So I think moving forward, just even other things too, DC, like, do some Superman holiday specials. Do like you guys, one thing they can do that would be so fucking cool. There's a comic where Lobo is hunting Santa Claus. So imagine something for the kids. It's a PG-13, little short, live action, not no animated bullshit, live action. Because even the live action characters need to get more exposures in TV shows and more. Little specials and all that. But imagine a Lobo Christmas special where he's hunting Santa Claus. Yes, you make Santa Claus an actual real canon thing in this universe. It's DC. It's fantasy. And Superman is trying to stop Lobo from hunting down Santa Claus. Like, Lobo's a bounty hunter. Someone hires him to go capture Santa Claus or kill Santa Claus. And Clark fucks with Santa Claus because Clark, if y'all watch the Justice League animated show, he still believes in Santa Claus. He believes Santa Claus is real. And that's just a childish part of him that still exists. So what I think they need to do is do stuff like that. You have to create exposure to these characters in a good way. You just don't flood us with content that's not good. You make sure it's always good quality content. But that's what I miss about the early 2000s. Like, when we about Justice League animated, y'all remember that Christmas episode where he brought Manhunter to the house? When have we seen something like that again in many DC products, in the live action or animated shows? Not really, especially in live action. We need more stuff like that in live action. That stuff is wholesome. That stuff makes us feel good. That makes us connect more with these heroes and stuff. Like just seeing Clark bring Manhunter to his family farm for the weekend to enjoy Christmas, and he brought him there because Manhunter is the last of his species. He's lonely, so Clark thought, I don't want him to be lonely. He needs to be around people. He needs to socialize because he's lonely, and he wanted to make sure he wasn't lonely during that episode. Superman is very much essential, and DC really needs to put him back at the forefront. Because look, I like Batman, but Batman is too pessimistic, negative, and moody to be the face of DC. The face of DC should be something bright and hopeful. Because let's be honest with you, Spider-Man is the face of Marvel to me. He brings in the most money. He's the most recognizable hero. Everyone on this planet knows who Spider-Man is. And we know what Spider-Man stands for. And the same thing should be for Superman. I like Batman. But the head of DC, the one that leads DC, should be the beacon. Positivity. Optimism. All positive things. Because negativity is never good. Positivity is what we need, not negativity. People don't want to be seeing negative shit. People already deal with enough negative shit. We need to bring positivity back to people so they can see better.